I'm not sure if you've noticed, but we really love mustard around here. It has some magical qualities that are almost indescribably fantastic. And today I'm making chicken with a mustard sauce, and I think you guys are really gonna like it. And you will get to see the magical thickening properties of mustard at work in your pan. The first thing that you need to do is season some chicken breasts. These are 4 chicken breast halves that have been pounded about a ½ inch thick. Gotta season both sides. Very, very important. And then have your pan preheating, nice big skillet, and then add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I've said this before, but a preheated pan allows for the oil to spread around much more easily. Add your chicken and cook it until it's cooked through. That'll take about 3 minutes per side. Depends on exactly how thin you got them when you pounded them. Don't you love the way when you add the chicken to the pan, it sort of shrinks up? It shows that it's cooking like immediately. The immediate effects of cooking. While you're waiting for your chicken to brown on the first side, you can ABP and mince up some shallot. I have 1 shallot here. I'm gonna mince it. ABP means always be prepping. It's my mantra most of the time. You're making kind of a fancy French-ish sauce, so you don't want it too big, and you want to make sure that it softens very quickly. So make sure you get your shallot as small as possible because you want it sort of to dissolve into your sauce. That's enough for your shallot. Time to turn the chicken. You want to make sure that your chicken cooks through at this point, so leave it in there for the appropriate amount of time. You can go back to your ABPing. You need about 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley for the sauce, and then I'm gonna make a little salad to go with my chicken with parsley and a little bit of sliced shallot, just to have something to serve with it. You can serve anything with it. Any kind of salad would be great. Just pick your favorite lettuce and just make a nice, fresh, crisp salad to go with your chicken. You want something like that because this is kind of an elegant dish, but it's also a little bit rich with the heavy cream, so you want to offset that with something light. Normally when I'm chopping parsley, I'll just shave the leaves off, but if I want to have them nice and beautiful and all edible for a salad, I do like to pick the leaves because then you don't get any stem, which is kind of important when you're eating them whole. I think the chicken's done. Time to make the sauce. I'm going to put the chicken aside on a plate while I make my sauce in the pan. Nice and firm, that means it's done. So just set these aside for a sec. You're gonna make your sauce right in this pan with all of these amazing brown bits. Move quickly so they don't start to burn when you take your chicken out of the pan. Now the shallot's gonna go into the pan and saute just a little bit. You just want it to get translucent, and because the pan is hot, it shouldn't take very long. If your pan's getting a little too hot, you feel like it's gonna burn, you can always turn it down. Mine looks fine. I just wanna let you know that you can do that. And if there's not enough fat in your pan, you can always add a little bit more fat too. You know me, I always think there's not gonna be enough fat. Oh, Sarah, over-fatting. All right, I'm doing it. I keep talking about it. I'm adding a tiny bit of fat. I said I wasn't going to, but I am. Because I don't actually think I put 2 tablespoons in at the beginning, to be quite honest. You're thinking, yeah, sure, tablespoon. So next what you do is you add a ½ cup of chicken broth, 1/4 cup of white wine. The white wine and the chicken stock need to reduce a little bit in the pan, and at that same time you can scrape up all the delicious brown bits. This is a fantastic lesson in sauce making. This is basically your standard sauce making technique for any saute. Just let it reduce by about half. So once it's reduced by half, you're gonna add your magical ingredient, your mustard, and immediately everything in your life is gonna change. 2 tablespoons of mustard. It seems like a lot, but this is a mustard sauce, so don't forget. 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. The recipe started out with like 1/3 of a cup, and I cut out most of it. But you still wanna have a little bit, and guess what? Cream also helps thicken sauces. Oh yeah, that's it. Stir it all together. You're probably gonna wanna taste it, make sure it's seasoned properly. Taste it. Needs a little bit of salt. Time to add the parsley. If I was really ABPing, I would have made my salad already. But I was just too busy being entertaining. Here we have a little bit of shallot, a little lemon. I'm gonna make a tiny little salad with the parsley, and then just really, really thinly slice some shallot. You really don't need that much, just a tiny bit, because it's in the sauce, right? So you already have shallot on hand. A little bit of lemon juice, olive oil, salt, pepper, and then just a little toss, and then you have a really nice, elegant salad to serve with your chicken. Time to serve. If there are any juices on your plate, you can just pour them into the sauce because that adds flavor, and we like flavor, right? Give it a little bit of a stir. And then time for your fancy French feast. Piece of chicken, a little bit of salad, a little bit of elegant salad and some of that sauce. It's very rich, so you don't need a ton. So don't be surprised when you look in the pan and you think, oh my God, that's not gonna be enough. It will be. It's fancy and delicious and so easy, takes no time at all for dinner that's like restaurant worthy. And I know I say that a lot, but this time I really mean it. Parsley.